Oronago. You ever traveled to one of those towns and the name of the town just has a certain flow to it and it gets in your head? For whatever reason, that happens to me quite often, and what you're looking at here is a press brake getting unloaded out of a container, and we're going to get it loaded up on my truck and trailer, and we're going to head up to, first we're going to go to West Tennessee, and then after that we're going to go to Oronago, Missouri, not far from Joplin, Missouri. So long road trip, 2 press brakes delivered, installed. One of the reasons I often show like the loading, unloading, all that stuff, I know a lot of you guys that are not going to buy a machine from me could care less about it. Maybe you're mildly interested in it, but the guys that are buying machines from me are watching these videos, getting an idea of what the rigging needs to happen, needs to look like, and and how it all will work out when they get it to their facility. So this is my first time hauling 2 press brakes on one trailer, and I do have a bigger trailer now. I still have the other little one, but got this one. It's a PJ, 48 feet long, with dual tandem axles, 16K Dexter oil bath axles, air rod. It's pretty well loaded out with the good stuff to be making these kind of trips with. And this was the first of the 2 getting unloaded, and I'm gonna have a separate video dedicated to that one. And you see the Toyota 36,000 pound forklift coming up here. The machine on the back is the bigger of the 2, as you can tell, and it weighs about 12,000 pounds. And as I said, we'll have a dedicated video to the one in Tennessee, the bigger press brake. And we're fast forwarding on here to Oronago, Missouri, and getting that one unloaded. This is a lighter weight machine. It only weighs about 7,000, 7,500, somewhere in that range. And these guys here, Kyle Richardson and his family, have a really neat place, but it's got a pretty long, narrow driveway back into their property over to where their shop is. So they elected to get a telehandler, and I think this one was a 12,000 pound rated, so it was more than sufficient. When you're doing this kind of rigging stuff, you really have to think about not just it's a 7,000 pound machine, so let me get a 7,000 pound forklift. The thing is out in the center of the trailer, so lifting 7,000 pounds out from the center of a trailer,
that's good,
is a lot different than lifting it right at the mast underneath the edge of it. And also the terrain that you're going to have to deal with is a factor as well. So you're going to see as we get up here to their shop that they have a pretty steep entryway into their roll-up door for the shop, and a very, very tight fit. And you would, I would never want to attempt this with anything other than how they actually did it here. And Kyle's a truck driver, drives a truck for a living, so I let him hop in there, and we backed that big rig, again, 48-foot trailer, probably about 70 feet with all of it together, backing into his ditch area there to get it off the road, while I could spend some time with them there, helping get it unloaded and get it set up and trained and dial in, which we'll show you that here in a little bit. And you see backing everything down, just a beautiful piece of property that they had back into the woods, and a very neat house and a shop connected to it with sort of a patio area. Just a very, very cool place. And the telehandler just was the perfect setup for this job. You see, I don't know if it's going to show up to the extent that it actually is in person, but the entry point up into the shop there is a fairly steep little incline, and the machine barely fit through the door. I mean, they actually nicked their roll-up door with it a little bit to get it in there, but no worries on that. I think they were okay with it. But you're going to see that the telehandler was perfect because they could get it up there and inside the door. Obviously, the full rig would not fit inside there, but the boom on the telehandler, could extend out and push that machine all the way across their shop and get it up against the wall where they wanted it. So I'll get you through this footage. You can kind of see what's happening there, and then we'll get on to getting it set up and running for them. So not shown on camera is, just a little bit of final rigging and getting it into place. I missed getting some of the, the boom extended all the way in there, which was pretty cool. So here we are, just kind of going through some basic setup on the controller, kind of walking them through some of the setup processes and how to set up your first bends and first job and that kind of thing. And so, I got to say, I'm just very fortunate to have this opportunity and this job to go, around the country and get these machines for people and, watch their faces light up when they, see how well these machines run and the parts that they can produce. And these guys are making some toolboxes, and we're outsourcing the bends on the toolboxes and paying about $50 a toolbox to outsource with, and now they're going to bring that in-house, plus being able to offer that service as a job shop, kind of service offering to the other local customers in the area. So again, this is Kyle Richardson, and that's his wife Brandy there, and he also had his sons around helping out get the machine set up, and complete family operation. Still over Bennett. And you see we're just kind of dialing in the angles, dialing in the bends. I think this piece right here, we did a 45 on one end and a 90 on the other. And, just to kind of demonstrate the setup process to do that. One of the things about this controller is nothing really that difficult about it, but the more you have experience with the screens and, how to set the correction factors and all that, the better you'll become skilled at it. And that's what I try to do while I'm there, just immediately turn it over, let the customer take over, and because it's all about the seat time. So a 90 and a 45. Nice. Let's do a 90 then.
So you got more on order now that these are all sold?
I still have 3 out of this
you?
container. Yeah, there were 8 in there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So you heard Kyle there asking me if I had more, and I'm out of the single phase. He got the last one, and I do have a couple of 3-phase ones available, and they're in the shop ready to ship. And I have more single phase on the way. They're about probably 45 days out. And so I over-ordered the 3-phase and didn't get enough single phase. It's kind of hard to, know how to time that up, but definitely the single phase ones sell more than the 3-phase ones do, for sure. We didn't do the order right. The back gauge is not gonna. It should knock it up and get it. We also didn't set the correction on those other 2.
Oh.
It was probably not making them right. All right, getting some gas, but our fuel right next door. We got this guy. All right, guys, wrapping up this video. Haven't shown outside the shop in a while. Heck, I'm never here. But again, a big thanks to Brandy and Kyle and his family for getting the machine from me and for their hospitality while I was there. And as I mentioned, I do have some 3-phase ones available. So if anybody's looking to get one of these are available immediately to be shipped out. If you have a single phase shop and you kind of been wanting to get in the 3-phase game, send me an email. Look at the email on the screen. Send me an email. I can get you a 3-phase converter or get you hooked up with a guy that can build you one that'll run one of these machines for, I'm guessing, for in the $1,500 range. So if you're one of these guys that's, limited on what you can buy because all you have is single phase power. Let's get you a phase converter and get you one of these machines, and then you'll have 3-phase power in your shop, and you can get other stuff that's 3-phase. So, all right, guys, got some cool stuff coming. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.